If you are buying treats for your dog in the UK, you need to hear this before your next shop. Some of the most trusted brands sitting on pet store shelves right now have been linked to contamination, hidden chemicals, and ingredients that could slowly damage your dog from the inside out. And it does not stop there. One brand at number 1 on this list was hiding something so alarming it could put you at risk too, especially if you're over 50 and managing your health. Stay with me. Coming in at number 9, we have Winalot shapes. You know the box. Bright colours, little bone-shaped biscuits. Winalot has been a household name in the UK for decades. Your parents probably had a box in the cupboard. Their parents too. It is one of those brands that feels like part of the furniture. Safe, familiar, trusted. Owned by Purina, which is owned by Nestlé, one of the largest food corporations on the planet. They promise wholesome goodness for your dog, a tasty reward baked with care. But turn that box around and read the small print. The first ingredient listed is cereals. Not chicken, not lamb. Cereals. That is a blanket term the manufacturer uses so they can swap in whichever grain is cheapest at the time. You have no idea whether it is wheat, maize, or rice. It changes batch to batch. And here is the problem. Many dogs are intolerant to wheat and maize. But because the label does not tell you which cereal is inside, you cannot even begin to identify what is upsetting your dog's stomach. The protein source is listed as meat and animal derivatives. That phrase means almost anything. Lungs, claws, heads, material from any species. The manufacturer can change the meat source without telling you. One batch might contain beef, the next might contain pork. If your dog has an allergy, you would never know. And let us talk about what you feel when you handle these biscuits. That dusty, greasy residue that clings to your fingers. You break one in half to give your dog a smaller piece, and now your hands are coated. If you then touch your face, prepare food, or handle your medication without washing thoroughly, you are transferring whatever is on that biscuit directly to yourself. For anyone over 50 with a weakened immune system or on blood thinners, that is not a small thing. It is a genuine risk you never thought about. At number 8, we have Schmackos. Mars, the same company behind Pedigree, makes Schmackos. They market them as irresistible meaty strips your dog cannot refuse. The packaging is playful. The adverts are cheerful. Your dog goes absolutely wild for them. That alone should make you suspicious. These strips contain just 4% meat and animal derivatives. 4%? The rest is cereals, sugars, oils, fats, and a long list of additives designed to make your dog crave them. Think about that. 96% of what you are feeding your dog is not meat. It is filler, flavoring, and sugar. And here is the part most people miss. Those strips feel soft and moist when you pull them from the packet. That moisture comes from humectants, chemicals that trap water inside the treat to keep it looking fresh. When you tear a strip in half, that sticky residue transfers straight to your skin. For seniors who handle treats multiple times a day and then sit down to eat, this is a quiet transfer of chemicals you never consented to. A study published in the Veterinary Record found that 16% of dried meat dog treats tested in the UK were positive for salmonella. All of those serotypes were ones known to cause human infection. You handle the treat, you touch your mouth, you end up in hospital wondering what happened. But this is mild compared to what is coming further down this list. Number 5 involves something that should never be anywhere near a dog treat or your home. Now at number 7 we have Pedigree Markies. Pedigree is perhaps the most recognised dog brand in Britain. That yellow packaging, the trusted name, stocked in every supermarket, recommended at veterinary clinics, and bought by millions of families who believe they are doing right by their pets. Markies have been around for years. They are those marrow-filled biscuits dogs go crazy for. Pedigree promises they are made with love for your dog's happiness. But what they do not tell you on the front of the packet is worth knowing. The ingredients include cereals as the primary component, followed by derivatives of vegetable origin, oils and fats, meat and animal derivatives at just 4%, then minerals and sugars. 4% meat. The rest is starch, fat, and unnamed fillers. And under current UK pet food labelling laws, manufacturers do not have to list individual ingredients. They can hide behind broad categories. The Food Standards Agency has acknowledged that this practice allows for flexibility in raw material supply. Flexibility for the manufacturer, blindness for you. When you snap a marquee in half, notice the texture. That dry, chalky outer shell gives way to a greasy, paste-like center. The smell is artificial, almost chemical beneath the surface sweetness. Now think about the residue on your hands. If you're a senior who feeds your dog and then sits down to take your heart medication, you are potentially transferring undisclosed substances from that treat straight into your system. The stress of not knowing what is in your dog's food is bad enough. But when your dog gets sick from it, the emergency vet visits, the worry, the sleepless nights that directly affects your blood pressure, your sleep, and your medication routine. It is a chain reaction that starts with a biscuit. Have you ever noticed how these massive pet brands quietly change their ingredients without telling loyal customers? Do they think we will not notice, or do they just not care? Drop a comment. At number 6, we have Wag. Wag positions itself as the affordable, no-nonsense choice for dog owners across the UK. Their treats are stocked in Home Bargains, B&M, and most major supermarkets. The packaging says tasty. It says wholesome. The price says bargain. But what you save in pounds, you might pay for in your dog's health and potentially your own. Wag treats contain cereals, meat, and animal derivatives, often at very low percentages. Oils, fats, and various additives, including preservatives and antioxidants that are not individually named on the label. The brand has faced repeated criticism online from dog owners who report digestive issues, skin irritation, and lethargy in their pets after switching to Wag products. The lack of ingredient transparency is a recurring theme. You do not know what species of meat is inside, you do not know what cereals are used, and you certainly do not know what preservatives are keeping those treats shelf-stable for months on end. Pick up a Wag treat and feel it between your fingers. That slightly waxy, artificially smooth coating. The smell that is vaguely meaty but somehow synthetic. There is a dusty powder that comes off on your hands. Now picture this, you are 65, you have mild asthma, you break a Wag treat in half, that powder becomes airborne for a second, and you inhale it. For someone with respiratory sensitivity or on immunosuppressants, even minor irritants can trigger a reaction you did not expect. If you want to protect yourself and your pets from hidden dangers like these, hit subscribe right now. It is free and it means you will never miss these exposes. Coming in at number 5, we have Webbox Chub Rolls and Webbox Tasty Sticks. Webbox has grown rapidly in the UK market. They are now one of the fastest growing pet brands in the country. Colourful packaging, affordable prices, sold everywhere from Asda to your local corner shop. The brand promises joy in every moment. Their dog treats are marketed as tasty, fun, and full of goodness. But when you look beneath the cheerful branding, the picture changes. Webbox Chub Rolls list their primary ingredients as meat and animal derivatives, cereals, and various additives. The meat percentage in many of their products sits well below what most pet owners would expect. Customer complaints on independent review sites describe dogs vomiting after eating Webbox products, suffering diarrhea, and refusing to eat their regular food afterwards. Multiple reports describe a chemical smell that becomes noticeable once the packaging is opened. This is the brand that proudly advertises natural goodness while burying the fine print. And here is what makes this entry particularly concerning for seniors. Webbox Chub Rolls are soft, moist, and messy to handle. When you slice a roll to serve your dog, the residue covers your hands, the knife, and the chopping board. If you use the same board for your own food without thoroughly disinfecting it first, you are creating a direct cross-contamination pathway. For someone managing diabetes, kidney disease, or taking medication that suppresses stomach acid, even a small bacterial exposure from a contaminated pet product can escalate fast. The FSA's own survey of raw and minimally processed pet food products in the UK found that 35% contained harmful bacteria, including Salmonella, Campylobacter, and E. coli. 29% failed to meet UK legal safety standards entirely. These are not obscure brands from overseas. These are products on your local shop shelf. And wait until you hear what number 3 did. That one made us rethink everything we thought we knew about so-called premium dog treats. Now, if you're wondering, is there actually anything safe to give your dog? There is. We found 2 brands that passed every test and are genuinely safe for your pet and for you, but we are not revealing them yet. Stay until the very end of this video, because that is where the answer is, and it is worth the wait. At number 4, we have generic Rawhide chews. Walk into any pet shop in Britain and you will see them. Bone-shaped, twisted, knotted, dyed white or tan. Rawhide chews are one of the most popular dog treats in the UK, sold under dozens of brand names and often loose from bins in independent pet stores. The packaging, when there is any, says natural. It says long-lasting. It says great for teeth. That is one of the biggest lies in the pet industry. Rawhide is not a food product. It is a byproduct of the leather industry. The inner layer of cow or horse hide is stripped, soaked in sodium sulfide or lime to remove hair, bleached with hydrogen peroxide, and then shaped and dried. Formaldehyde, arsenic, and various chemical dyes have been detected in tested rawhide products. And because rawhide is not classified as pet food or human food, no safety regulations apply to its manufacture. None. A University of Liverpool study tested 84 dried dog treat samples from UK retailers. 16% were positive for salmonella, 39% of those isolates showed antimicrobial resistance. That means the bacteria found on these treats may not respond to standard antibiotics. For you, the owner, this is not just about your dog. You pick up that rawhide chew with your bare hands. You throw it for your dog. You pick it up again later when it is covered in saliva. The chemical residue and the bacterial load on that chew transfers to your skin every single time. For seniors on blood thinners or with compromised kidney function, a salmonella infection is not a mild stomach bug. It can mean hospitalization. It can mean weeks of recovery. It can mean worse. And in January 2025, the FSA issued an urgent advisory warning UK dog owners about specific chews imported from China that were linked to what became known as werewolf syndrome. Dogs were experiencing panic attacks, severe behavioral changes, and neurological symptoms after eating these products. The FSA confirmed that while no cases had been detected in the UK at that time, the chews may have been purchased online by British consumers, an unregulated product from unregulated factories sold into an unregulated market, and your dog is chewing on it right now. Does anyone else find it disturbing that rawhide is completely unregulated yet sold in every pet shop in the country? Who is actually protecting us here? Drop it below. If all of this is making you uneasy, I understand. But here is the good news. There is a simple, clear way to protect yourself and your dog from every single risk on this list. We will break it all down at the very end of this video. Do not go anywhere. Coming in at number 3, we have Good Boy by Pawsley & Co. Good Boy is one of England's top-selling dog treat brands, over 50 years in the business. Stocked in Tesco, Sainsbury's and every major retailer. The packaging says 100% natural chicken breast meat. The branding feels wholesome, friendly and trustworthy. Parents buy Good Boy treats without a second thought. Grandparents keep a bag by the front door for when the dog visits. But the customer complaints tell a very different story. Trustpilot reviews for Good Boy are devastating. Multiple owners report dogs vomiting blood after eating Good Boy products. Others describe inflammatory colitis, bloody diarrhea, and emergency veterinary treatment costing hundreds of pounds. One recurring complaint stands out. Products labelled as 100% meat treats were found to contain rawhide, a fact not clearly disclosed on the front of the packaging. The small print tells one story, the bold marketing tells another. For a brand that has traded on trust for half a century, that is a betrayal. Open a packet of their chicken twists and take a close look. The surface has an unnatural sheen. It glistens in a way that real dried chicken simply does not. Bring it to your nose and there is a faintly chemical tang underneath the meaty aroma. That is processing. That is flavor engineering. That is not 100% natural, and here is why this matters for you personally. Good Boy chewy twists and chicken fillets leave a sticky, greasy film on your hands. That residue sits under your fingernails. If you are 60, 70, 80 years old and you handle these treats before eating, before taking your tablets, or while managing an open wound, you are introducing unknown substances directly into your body. The emotional cost is just as dangerous. When your dog gets violently ill from a treat you trusted, the guilt is overwhelming. That stress response raises cortisol, spikes blood pressure, and disrupts sleep. For someone already managing heart conditions or chronic illness, the knock-on effect is medically measurable. There are brands that actually got it right. We will get to them, but not yet, because number 1 is the one that changed everything for us. That brand was caught doing something that most pet owners, especially seniors, would never forgive. Keep watching. At number 2, we have Baker's. Bakers has been a fixture in British homes for generations. Owned by Purina, which is owned by Nestlé, Bakers is sold in every major UK supermarket. The brightly coloured kibble and treats look appetising, shaped like little bones, hearts and stars. Dogs seem to love it. That familiarity has made Bakers one of the best-selling dog food and treat brands in the country. For many families, it is the only brand they have ever bought. But what if the reason your dog craves Bakers is the same reason a child craves sweets full of E numbers? Bakers products contain up to 13 artificial additives, colorings and preservatives. E320, found to be tumor-producing in rat studies. E321, banned for use in food in Japan, Romania, Sweden and Australia. E310, banned from children's foods in the United States because of links to a blood disorder. E153, banned as a food additive in the United States and suspected as a carcinogenic agent. E132, linked to high blood pressure, breathing difficulties and skin reactions. The Hyperactive Children's Support Group recommends it be eliminated from children's diets. These are not fringe concerns. These are substances banned in multiple countries for human consumption, yet perfectly legal in UK dog treats that you handle with your bare hands every single day. Dog behaviourists across the UK have reported a pattern. Dogs fed on Bakers products display hyperactivity, aggression, inability to concentrate, and erratic behaviour. Some of these dogs were misdiagnosed with behavioural problems. Some were rehomed, some were put to sleep, all because of what was in their food bowl. Now open a bag of Bakers treats and look at them. Really look, those bright colours, the reds, the greens, the yellows. Dogs do not see colour the way we do. Those dyes are there for you, the buyer, to make you think the food looks meaty and nutritious. It is marketing designed to fool the human, not feed the dog. And here is their hidden cost. You handle those coloured treats, the dye transfers to your fingers, you touch your mouth. You prepare your lunch. For anyone managing kidney disease on immunosuppressants or taking blood pressure medication, repeated low-level chemical exposure is not harmless. It accumulates silently over years. The meat content in Bakers treats is as low as 4%. The remaining 96% is cereal, sugar, fat, and chemicals. You are paying for a bag of dyed starch and calling it a treat. A petition calling for Bakers to be removed from UK supermarket shelves has gathered thousands of signatures from desperate owners who watch their dogs suffer. Yet the product remains on every shelf, in every shop, in every town in Britain. Nobody has pulled it. Nobody has investigated. Nobody has protected you or your dog. Coming in at number 1, and this is the one that shocked us more than any other, we have Pedigree Dentastix. This is the brand your vet has sitting on the counter, the one your neighbour recommended, the one advertised on television as the #1 dental chew recommended by vets. Pedigree promises that Dentastix reduce tartar build-up by up to 80%. They are marketed as a daily oral care essential. You are supposed to give your dog one every single day. That means you handle them every single day, with your bare hands, before sitting down to your breakfast, before taking your morning tablets, before touching your face. Now let us look at what is actually inside. The primary ingredients in Dentastix are rice flour and wheat starch, not meat, cereals, powdered cellulose, which independent analysts have noted could include recycled cardboard. Sodium tripolyphosphate, the one active cleaning agent, makes up just 2.6% of the product. The other 97% is starch, fillers, and additives. Natural poultry flavour is listed, but that term is misleading. It refers to animal digest, chemically treated with heat, acids, and enzymes to create a concentrated flavouring. There may be no real chicken in your chicken Dentastix at all. Mars, the company behind Pedigree, guarantees just 4% meat in their dental sticks. But the ingredient that should alarm you most is iron oxide. Listed innocuously as a mineral supplement, iron oxide is actually a synthetic colouring. It is a known skin and eye irritant. It causes lung inflammation, and recent studies have raised concerns about its potential genotoxicity, meaning it could damage DNA and contribute to cancer risk. This is in a product you are told to give your dog every single day, a product designed to be handled daily by the owner. The UK labelling system makes this worse. Unlike the United States, UK pet food manufacturers are not required to list specific ingredients in order from most to least. They can use broad categories that hide what is really inside. The Food Standards Agency has confirmed this practice is legal. It allows flexibility for the manufacturer. It creates total opacity for you. Customer reviews across multiple platforms paint a grim picture. Dogs suffering severe diarrhea, vomiting, lethargy, and allergic reactions after eating Dentastix. One owner reported their dog was hospitalized for 2 weeks. Another described their dog vomiting blood. Reports of dogs choking on the sticky, starchy texture are common. Veterinary professionals have questioned whether these chews offer any real dental benefit at all, given that most dogs swallow them within seconds. And here is why this is number one. It is not just about your dog, it is about you. You handle this product with bare hands every morning. You break it into smaller pieces, getting that sticky, starchy residue under your fingernails and across your palms. For anyone over 50, especially those on heart medication, blood thinners, or managing kidney function, the daily ritual of handling a product full of undisclosed chemicals, synthetic, colorings, and potential allergens is not just concerning, it is reckless. The FSA warns that older people and those with weakened immune systems are at greater risk of becoming severely unwell from bacteria transferred through pet food handling. And you are handling this product 365 days a year. Snap a Dentastix in half right now if you have one. Feel how it bends and cracks with a starchy, almost rubbery resistance. Look at the cross-section. There is no meat visible. No fiber. Just a dense, compressed block of processed starch dyed to look appealing. Smell it closely. Beneath the artificial meaty coating, there is a flat, chemical undertone. That is not food. That is manufacturing. And every morning you put that in your hands, give it to the animal you love most, and trust a corporation that will not even tell you what is inside. Remember earlier when I said there were 2 brands that passed every test? Here they are. The first safe recommendation is Lily's Kitchen. This is a UK-based brand built on a single principle. If the ingredients are not good enough for humans, they are not good enough for pets. Lily's Kitchen treats are made with freshly prepared meat at percentages of 60% and above. Every ingredient is named individually on the label. No vague categories, no hidden fillers, no artificial colors, preservatives, or flavorings. They are certified B Corp, meaning they meet verified standards for social and environmental performance. Over 250 veterinary practices across the UK recommend Lily's Kitchen independently, with no financial ties to the brand. Their Woofbrush Dental Chew uses natural ingredients like parsley, coconut oil, and fennel instead of synthetic chemicals. You can handle these treats with confidence, knowing exactly what is on your hands. The second safe recommendation is JR Pet Products. This is a British company that specializes in single ingredient treats, 100% pure meat or fish, air dried with nothing added, no cereals, no preservatives, no additives, no mystery. When the packet says chicken breast, it contains chicken breast and nothing else. Every product is fully traceable to its source. They have no history of recalls. Independent pet nutritionists recommend them consistently for dogs with allergies and sensitive stomachs. For seniors who want to handle treats without worrying about chemical residue, hidden allergens, or bacterial contamination, JR Pet products are as clean as it gets. Open a packet and the difference is immediate. The treat looks like real meat because it is real meat. The smell is natural, savory, and honest. There is no greasy residue on your fingers, no chemical tang in the air. Just food that is exactly what it says it is. For anyone who has spent years handling mystery products from the brands on this list, the relief of knowing exactly what you are touching is worth every penny. And the solution I promised you? Here it is. First, always read the full ingredients list, not just the front of the packet. If it says meat and animal derivatives without specifying which animal, put it back on the shelf. Second, wash your hands thoroughly with soap and warm water immediately after handling any dog treat. Every single time, no exceptions. Third, never prepare your own food on the same surface where you have handled pet treats unless it has been properly disinfected. Fourth, check the FSA and DEFRA databases before buying any new treat brand. If there have been alerts, recalls, or warnings, you deserve to know. Fifth, choose treats with named, single ingredients and clear sourcing. If the brand will not tell you exactly what is inside and where it came from, That silence is your answer. Your health and your dog's health are not something to gamble on. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe right now. Every week, we expose the hidden risks in the products you trust so you can make safer choices for yourself and your family. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.